Welcome to another episode of Guideposts to Success with Professor Emmanuel Ekundayo. I like my friend to call me Professor Good Success. In the podcast, we explore timeless principles that lead to personal and professional success. Today, we are diving into a powerful concept of which many may not be aware or may not consider to be a major issue. The topic today is programming your mind for success. Programming your mind for success. Let's start with a fundamental truth. Your mind is like a computer. Whatever gets programmed into it runs as an automatic script. Your mind receives input from your environment through your senses. What you see, what you hear, and what you read condition your mind. Your mind can be programmed positively or negatively. Your mind can be programmed for success or for failure. Except you intentionally program your mind positively and for success, your mind will most likely be negatively programmed for failure. This is because our environment is predominantly negative. You have absolute control over what enters into your mind. But once your mind is programmed by what you allow to enter into it, you have no more control. Your mind will run the script faithfully, whether it is positive or negative. This is a profound fact about our mind. And you just have to accept it because that's the beginning of programming your mind for success. Of course, you know that success begins in the mind. So if you've been programmed with fear, doubt, and negativity, that's what you will manifest in your life. If you've been programmed with confidence, resilience, and a success mindset, you'll find yourself taking action and achieving more. Many people go through life unaware that their minds have been conditioned to expect failure or mediocrity. This programming is done insidiously, sometimes by society, past experiences, or even by our own self-doubt. I want to alert you to the fact that we are constantly at the risk of negative programming, and we all need to be on our guard to direct our minds in a positive direction. The antidote is self-awareness and proactive actions to make intentional positive inputs into your mind. This is the reason why I stress the need for systematic success education in all my talks and my program. If you have been programmed negatively, no fools. You could reprogram your mind, just like updating the software on a computer to operate at a higher level and unlock your full potential. That's exactly what we'll be talking about today. Now let's begin by looking at the process of mental programming. I want us to appreciate the fact that our environment plays a significant role in shaping our thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes. If we are not intentional about guiding our minds, a negative environment can program us for failure, limiting our potential for success. The question is, who or what has been programming your mind up until now? Was it your upbringing, your environment, or your own limiting beliefs? Here is how mental programming happens. Negative social, political, and socio-economic conditions. We are faced with a lot of negative socio-economic conditions in our country. This creates a negative social influence on many people. We have very low trust index or confidence in our institutions. Many young people are not motivated to put their best into developing their country. Rather, they prefer to travel to other countries to go and seek for greener pasture. Political leaders prefer to send their children to schools abroad rather than building the ones in the country. As it goes for education, so for healthcare and infrastructure, what do we have? We see that all these push factors are stacked high against the young mind. Many cannot see anything good in their own country, and we are daily exposed to negative and pessimistic comments about the country. This is the environment we are living in, and so many of us are already negatively programmed. Constant exposure to these pessimistic situations create a mindset of doubt and discouragement. Instead of thinking of the opportunities and possibilities in our country, we are busy thinking of how to jump to another place. We are busy thinking of impossibility because we see all the difficulties and challenges. With such mindsets, how can we think of success? How can we dream lofty dreams? Many around us believe that success is not possible in Nigeria. we invariably and unconsciously imbibe the same belief, thereby limiting our ambition. So you see, we have almost all been programmed. And if you don't recognize it and begin to do something positively, I tell you, you may just be living in this country, but you will not be able to maximize your potential. You will all the while be thinking that you're unfortunate to be born here. Another aspect of this mental programming is our educational system. Our school systems add another layer to the problem. The curriculum focuses on paper qualifications and often emphasizes conformity over creativity. Self-development is not emphasized, and we're educated into dependency rather than self-reliance. We're educated into job seekers rather than creators of jobs. We are trained to consume more than to create. We also have a lot of influences coming from toxic media information. We consume a lot of negative news, gossip on social media, and all this content which are filled with fear, hate, and failure create a fearful and unmotivated mindset where you constantly hear about the fact that your country cannot be united. We have so many diverse ethnic groups and all that. So how do you find a place if you don't intentionally try to counteract all those negative things? The mind absorbs what it repeatedly sees and hears. So negative narratives can program self-doubt and hopelessness. We also have some limiting cultural and religious beliefs. Some cultural messages emphasize faith, luck, or rigid tradition over personal effort and growth. People believe that they have been destined to be poor or to be a failure. Some people think that there are some enemies that are so powerful they can limit their success. And this discourages people from striving for success. All these societal norms promote the idea that only certain people can succeed. If you don't belong to a certain social class or you are not connected, then you cannot make it. That's the kind of narrative that we hear. And this type of thing creates a mental block against personal advancement. So all these things are the thing we face constantly. Another part of the problem is poverty. Poverty and learned helplessness. Of course, you know, our country has been described as the poverty capital of the world. People who grow up in impoverished environment or in poverty may develop a sense of poverty mentality, helplessness, believing that there's nothing they can do to rise out of their situation, so they just give up. And so that kind of mental state leads to passivity and lack of ambition. But really, poverty should be a motivation if the environment is conducive. Some people tell us, oh, if I were to be in America, if I were to be in another country, I can rise. But in this country, how can I? So a common example with many Nigerians is that we think that there's nothing we can change. Look at our elections. Many young people believe that there's nothing that can be done. Their vote don't count. So also many people that think that merit doesn't work in this country, that unless you know somebody, you cannot get anything. Such mentality limits us and reduces us to a state of dependency. But you can break this. You can break out of this. These ideas, when they are repeated over time, they become ingrained in our subconscious, shaping our decisions and limiting our potential. You may not even be aware what is controlling you, but these are the things, these are the scripts playing underground. So let's go on now and try to identify negative programming. The first step in reprogramming your mind is to recognize the negative scripts running at the background. Think about the thoughts that dominate your mind daily. Are they thoughts of possibility and growth, or are they filled with fear and self-doubt? Do you believe that success is a product of well-planned course of action or a game of chance or luck? So if you believe that if you plan, you will succeed, then you will change your mind. But if you believe that it's only a game of chance or luck, then how can you release your potential? There are a few signs that will indicate whether your mind has been programmed negatively for failure or for success. One, helplessness and hopelessness. Do you feel that no good things can be done in this country? Do you feel that there's nothing you can do to become a success? Number two, lack of vision. Look at your life. If you lack vision, you're not dreaming of lofty things. You're only trying to survive, trying to get by. And your mind is set on just get a job, find food, and live like every other person, you might have been programmed for mediocrity. Self-satisfaction and unwillingness to step out of your comfort zone. You are full of fear. You can't venture. And they say where there's no venture, there's no business. So many people are like that. Then look at your mind. You have self-doubt, constant self-doubt. You question your abilities. Even when you have evidence of your competence, even when you recognize there's something you can do, but a dream comes up, an idea comes up, you look at it and you quench it with unbelief. Negative self-talk, you find yourself saying, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough, or you are not even saying it out, you are just thinking in your heart, I'm not good in this subject, I'm not good in that, and you are not making any effort to learn. I'm telling you, you can learn whatever you want to learn. Then we say absence of any personal effort to improve yourself and maximize your potential. We hear about people trying to build up themselves, learn new skills and all that, but you are just folding your hand and you are complaining, government is bad, there's no job, there's no this, but you are not thinking that you can improve yourself and break out of poverty. This is a result of mental programming. Then also constantly thinking and longing for a greener pasture where everything will be easy. You think that there's anywhere where they pick dollar on the road. No, there's no anywhere like that. Yes, I agree. The system there may work better, but there's nowhere in the world where there is free lunch. That's what they say. They say a free lunch is a trap. So these are all telltales of minds programmed for mediocrity and failure. But I want to tell you, you are not stuck there. You can change. That's the essence of this podcast. You can change. I want to inspire you. I want to encourage you. You can change. Then how do you change? How do you reprogram your mind for success? How do you reprogram your mind? How do you take out all those negative things and put back positive things? Now, let's talk about practical steps to rewrite the script of your mind for success. One, you need to feed your mind with positivity. Your mind is shaped by what you consume daily. You can then deliberately replace negative influences with positive ones. Read books that inspire and teach success principles. Listen to motivational talks and podcasts. So many of them are available free of charge on the net, on YouTube, and many other places. Surround yourself with people who uplift and encourage you. If need be, cut off from people that discourage you and speak negative things to you. Then challenge your limiting beliefs. Whenever you catch yourself thinking, I can't do this, change it by asking, why not? Is it really impossible? Or is it just something I haven't learned yet? Add the word yet to your doubts, and it makes a world of difference. Because that gives you hope that, yes, I can improve. I can learn what I don't know. And when you do that, you are changing your mind. Number 3, use affirmation to rewire your subconscious. Affirmation work because repetition changes the neural pathways in your brain. Try saying this daily. I'm capable of achieving great things. Success is within my reach. In the Bible, there's a verse in the Bible, in Philippians chapter 4, verse 9, says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. That's one of my favorite affirmations that I tell myself. I am constantly growing and improving. Say to yourself all these things and you begin to rewire your mind for success. Visualize your success. Take 5 minutes each day to close your eyes and see yourself succeeding, whether it is getting a promotion, running a successful business, writing a book, mastering a skill, whatever. But you close your eyes and you imagine yourself doing it. The beautiful thing about this is that your brain, your mind doesn't distinguish between imagination and reality. So visualization helps train your mind for success. Then number 5, take action. No matter how small, one of the best ways to reprogram your mind is through action. Even small wins create new mental associations. So you want to build confidence, you want to change the narrative, take on small challenges and prove to yourself that you can succeed. And you will see yourself succeeding. In this podcast, I want to give us some inspirational quotes. 1, whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Napoleon Hill. Your subconscious mind is like a garden. Your thoughts are the seed. You can grow flowers or you can grow weeds. Dr. Joseph Murphy. Nothing can stop the mind with the right mental attitude from achieving its goal. Nothing on earth can help the man with the wrong mental attitude. Thomas Jefferson. You become what you think about all day long. Earl Nightingale. A man's life is what his thoughts make of it. Marcus Aurelius. Nurture your mind with great thoughts, for you will never go any higher than you think. Benjamin Disraeli. The only limits in our life are those we impose on ourselves. Bob Proctor. Your mind is a powerful thing. When you fill it with positive thoughts, your life will start to change. Anonymous. What you focus on grows. What you think about expand. And what you dwell upon determine your destiny. Robin Sharma. Change your thoughts and you change your world. Norman Vincent Peale. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Holy Bible. Proverbs 4:23. As we close this episode, I want to remind you that reprogramming your mind is not a one-time event. It's a process. Just like a garden, your mind needs continuous care and attention. Remove the weeds of negativity, plant seed of positivity, and soon you will see the fruit of success in your life. I challenge you today, identify one negative belief you've held for a long time and replace it with a new empowering thought. Commit to it for the next 30 days and see the transformation for yourself. That is for today's episode of Guideposts to Success. If you found this helpful, share with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until next time, keep striving, keep believing, and keep growing. I have provided a list of books that can help you in reprogramming your mind for success. Check out in the description below to see them. This book includes Mindset, the New Psychology of Success by Carol S. Dweck. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. You are a badass. How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life, Jen Sincero. Positive Thinking and Self-Discipline, The Magic of Thinking Big by David J. Schwartz. As a Man Thinketh, James Allen. Then Atomic Habits by James Clear. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. Find some of this book and read. Then The Miracle Morning, Harold Elrod. Then Success Principles by Jack Canfield. All these are the things that will help you to reprogram your mind and become the person that you can become.